Welcome to day 16 of building a live native company. Day 16. Let's go. Today, we're going to be talking about turning your business into a 100% AI native company. Welcome back to day 16, right, of our challenge of building the world's first AI native company with an AI workforce. One agent at a time, one employee at a time. If you've been following the series, you'll probably notice something. Most businesses today are asking the wrong question. They are asking, how can AI help my employees? But the companies and businesses that are going to dominate over the next decade will ask a completely different question. How can AI become the employee or the agent, right? This is a key differentiator. And the one question that absolutely changes everything is what exactly I'm going to talk about in today's stream. Over the last few years, we've watched businesses adapt ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and a dozen of other AI tools, right? Let me look at my agent stores. A dozen of agent tools, right? People use AI to write emails, to generate blog posts, to create social media content, to summarize meetings, maybe automate a few repetitive tasks. But here's the problem: that isn't being a AI native company, right? So you're dabbling in AI if you just use ChatGPT, if you just use Claude AI, right? These little pieces here and there. And this is what we're going to discuss today. That's simply a traditional company with AI bolted on, right? There's a key distinction. A different if you just got your same business model and use ChatGPT here, Claude co-work here, Claude co-hit, right? You have a company with AI bolted on. The future of companies is not going to be that, right? It's the equivalent of putting a faster engine into a horse and a cart. The vehicle changes, but the way the business operates stays exactly the same. Today, we're talking about something much bigger. We're talking about redesigning your existing business model itself, because AI just isn't about another software tool. Remember, AI has been relatively around for now, like mainstream, shall I say, for the last 3 or 4 years, right? And it's become your workforce. Think about a traditional company, the way a traditional company is organized, right? Let me see, a traditional company, right? You have the CEO, managers, employees, software, then you have customers. Every process flows through people. Every decision waits for someone. Every task sits in someone's inbox. Every department depends on hiring more staff to grow. Now imagine flipping that model 360 degrees upside down. Imagine instead you have the founder at the top. Underneath, you have a digital chief operating officer, which we're demonstrating to you shortly. Right? You have your AI executive team. You have your AI department heads. You have dozens of specialist AI agent employees handling marketing, sales, customer service, operations, finance, HR, administration. Your role isn't to perform every task now, right? Anymore. Your role is to supervise a AI workforce, improve it, makes so you're in a position to make strategic decisions while AI does the execution. Your employees execute the work. I remember when I adopted this first thesis and mindset, I had like 30 to 40 staff in the Philippines. And then all of a sudden, a task, what sometimes they would take 3 to 4 weeks to do a task. When I employed my first AI agent, it took 5 minutes. Imagine, right? 5 minutes. Look at that scale productivity. That's what the future is moving towards. And it's the companies that build this, right? An AI native company, not AI bolted, right? Which is going to be light years ahead. So I'm building, right, a company in front of you, right, doing that same thing right here. Over the last few weeks, we've been demonstrating us building an AI native company from the ground up, and also working with our clients, installing AI native principles in their same business model, right? Now, a company that occasionally uses AI compared to a company where AI sits at the center of every department, where every business function has its own AI employee, where every AI employee has a job description, a role, a task, a knowledge, a permission, a guardrail, performance tracking, quality assurance, exactly like a human being would, right? And I'm going to demonstrate this to you here. Now, here's something really important. One of the biggest myths about AI is that you simply give it a prompt and it magically runs the company yourself. That's not the case. That's not how this works. Successful AI native businesses don't run on prompts. I'm going to demonstrate this to you. Successful AI native companies don't run on prompts. No matter what business you have today, you can make it AI native. The faster you make it AI native, the faster you're going to increase your revenue, your productivity. You'll be light years ahead of your competitors. So a AI native company runs on systems. Every AI employee needs training, right? They need SOPs. They need a company documentation. They need a playbook. They need clear objectives. And perhaps more importantly, they need another AI checking their work. One of the smartest ideas I've seen using AI is to review AI, right? Instead of blinding trust in every output, you create a QA layer where the specialists review the agents and validate their work before it's actually approved. AI workers, right? If you have an AI kill, which we're going to show you the whole infrastructure, then you have human intervention only when necessary. That drastically reduces the mistakes that create, right? Sometimes we have this thing called hallucinating, right? It deals with that, right? And you have a more reliable operating system. Another huge mindset shift is moving away from thinking about AI as an assistant and moving towards AI as an operating system. For years, we've asked questions like, how can AI help me write emails? How can AI help my marketing team? How can AI help with ticket support? AI native thinking answers, right? And answers this question completely different, right? Can AI become my marketing department? Can AI become my customer success? Can AI handle onboarding? Can AI manage my operations? Can AI handle HR? It's no longer about human beings doing the work. It's about redesigning AI employees that own entire business functions, right, and tasks from beginning to end, while human beings supervise the outcome. And this is exactly what we've been building inside SupremeX.ai, right? Like you said, here's the army of agents, and we have our chief operating officer that we communicate every single day, and the agents communicate every single day. Like I said, we have our mission control, right? Mission control, right? Where we ask the mission what can be done. There's numerous of ways we can assert missions, right? Numerous of ways we can defy for missions, right? Let me just go to this, right? We can create missions here, right? We're connecting these missions together, these agents to create a mission. They can run daily, weekly, hourly, right? This is mission control, right? So we can trigger different types of actions, right? We can implement different agents, right? So this is an ecosystem. Our ecosystem. We have a business playbook, right? Which you're going to go into, right? A business playbook. So this is what we call an AI native company, right? So we have the knowledge base, we have specialized AI agents, we have a progress dashboard, right? It's a progress dashboard, a command center. Also, we have a performance dashboard where we can see what's performing, what agents are doing, what, right? This is the future of business, right? And they're all operating, right? this isn't, like I said, this isn't chatbots. It's an operating system for a running company. During today's stream, I'm going to show you what fully AI native actually looks like, even though I've demonstrated it here right now. So what an AI organization chart would look like. What would it look like? How to structure AI departments, how to create AI employees, to define them roles, why AI needs goals, guardrails, and permissions, and how to build a company knowledge base that trains AI agents, right? This is what we do in a platform. But for those of you who want to build AI native company, I'm going to show you how I can do the same. Why founders should spend less time on working on more on system designing, right? Designing the AI infrastructure for your business. I genuinely believe that we're witnessing one of the biggest shifts in the history of business and mankind in this current era. Companies that win won't necessarily have the biggest teams, but they will have the biggest AI operating systems, right? The best knowledge, the best workflows, the best quality control, the best design for AI workforces and AI agents. In the future, the competitive advantage won't be simply having access to AI tools like Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT. It will become how well you've designed a AI native company, right? Whether you're a consultant, a freelancer, a creator, a startup founder, or you're running a business with 5, 50, or 500 employees. Today's stream is about helping you rethink, right, how work gets done. Because over the next decade, I believe every successful company will need to answer one of these questions, right? If I was starting this business from scratch today with AI available, would I build it the complete same way? If the answer is no, then today is the day when we're going to start redesigning it, right? Let's build the future together, right? So let's see, right? Agents at work. So here are the fundamental principles what I'm going to be discussing. You're seeing them behind you. So if you want help building a native company, right, I'm going to show you two methods, how we set up a system or how you can build it yourself. Now, let me go into, right, the difference. Today, I want to go into the difference because sometimes people get confused, right? What a traditional company is and what a native company is. So let me go into another agent, right? Which is a task force agent, which I did some demonstrations. So here, right, this is where we at, right? A traditional company, right? This is where you 95% of you are now, right? A traditional company, right? A traditional company is built around human first organization structure, where people are responsible for making decisions, completing work, and managing the day to day operations, while software and technology acts to support them. Authority flows from the top of the organization, the CEO, right? To managers, then to employees, with each layer responsible for supervising the one below it. Departments such as marketing, sales, finance, operations, human resources, customer support are staffed by teams of people who execute process and collaborate across functions. It's so important to understand that, right? And report progress through management. As the business grows, traditional staff, employees, managers, and administration systems are needed, right? To require to handle the increasing workflow where this model, right, as I said, this model has powered businesses for decades. CEO, manager, employer, software customers, right? This manager has empowered business for decades. Time is changing, right? Definitely, time is changing. It often results in higher operational costs, slower decision making, communication bottlenecks, and limited scalability because business growth is directly tied to hiring more people. In this infrastructure, right, technology improves productivity but remains a supporting resource rather than the core workforce, right, driving the business and organization, like what you've said, right? This is the traditional model. Now, moving to the future, right? Moving to the future, a AI native company, right? I want you to remember you heard this first here. Before I used to hear this term AI native, what does AI native actually mean? All right, it was like bobbling. But then when I got the concept, I said, this is what we need to build for my company. I'm going to build a platform so we can empower companies to have an AI native company to boost their productivity, their revenue, their sales, their marketing, right? And be efficient in this modern age. This is where we're heading to, right? An AI native company is designed with artificial intelligence AI at the core of its operations rather than treating AI as a add-on or a productivity tool. What 95% of businesses do, like just using ChatGPT, go in there, use Claude, go in there, and maybe use Hermes, right? Because these tools came along slowly, plodding along, right? You know what I'm saying? To the traditional business model. So we have Claude here, we have Honest Original Business, we have ChatGPT, we have Gemini, we have Code. They're plugins, right? But this is the new method of building an AI native company, right? Instead of relying on large teams of employees to perform routine knowledge work, the business structured around workforce of specialized AI agents and AI employees, each responsible for specific tasks such as marketing, sales, customer support, finance, operations, human resources. Human leaders focus on strategy, creativity, governance, right? Decision making, while AI systems fulfill the execution layer, such as repeated tasks, collaborating with one another, monitoring progress, continuous improvement through well-defined knowledge systems, tasks, right, and goals, right, and also well-defined operation procedures, guardrails, and quality assurance processes. The operating system enables, right, the founders, right, or small business teams to work together intelligently, right, around automated systems. As a result, an AI native company can operate faster, at scale, more efficient, reducing costs, making more data-driven decisions, and delivering constantly execution on a whole higher level, all around the clock, 24/7, right? Creating significant competitive advantage in the emerging era of an autonomous business. Now, this is what AI creative company actually is, right? And I was getting, I was like getting like, I was thinking AI native, AI native. I wasn't understanding that concept at first, right? Let me switch over to this. Until we started building like our platform, our ecosystem, right? To become AI native from the ground up. So any business we have right now, it runs through the same. But I can see my agents working. I can see the AI AI employees. All these are AI employees. I can see them in the dashboard, right? I can chat with them. I can communicate with them. I can see my physical team. I can see the chief operating officer. I can see the tasks that we're doing. And also, we have levels, right? Let's go here, right? Let's go here. I want to go to these are levels of how the chief operating officer operates. At the moment, it's just on a basic level, right? So once you start to get used to, right, liaising with the agents, the chief operations takes it up a notch, a complete different level. I was just looking for a feature. Right, we see weekly reviews. We can open missions. We can open the business playbook from here, right? We can assign an admin, right? All different things that we can do from the chief operating officer, right? This is the new way of doing business. I was looking for a feature. right? And every morning it comes and gives me a report every morning. And then I can appoint tasks here. Straight away, I can appoint tasks. I can see what can be done, right? And I can choose whether the task, right? Yeah, I can choose this frequency of stuff. So I've got visibility. We've got a basic element of operational chief officer, the basic task. Then we've got medium. Then we've got high. Then we've got superpowers, right? And now you're operating like almost $100 million company. Boom, 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 boom. Executed, right? But it takes time, right? When we work with clients as well and install these systems, and it takes time to understand this process. So we work through these levels, right, of the operating chief operating officer, what it does and what it does execute, right? So going back to what I was saying, right? So this is the native infrastructure, like the founder, the digital CEO, then you've got your departments, marketing, sales, support, operations, your knowledge base, your QA level, and your founder dashboard. But let's just look at this, right? Let's go here, right? This is what I prepared for you. I want to show you some practical use cases, right, of AI employees that you can build into this workshop flow. And then I'm going to demonstrate some of them, right? Like practical use cases are this. For your marketing department, you might have AI employees such as a content writer, an SEO agent, a video agent, a social media agent, right? Let me just switch over. I'm going to show examples of these agents. So if I go to, I'm going to show you some of our marketing agents. Let me show you some of our content agents, like our channel planner. If we're working with long form content, right? They here 4 or 5 agents here, right? Different agents for different departments, right? Like I said, right? I'm planning my channel with a planner channel agent with ideas, right? It goes into the marketplace, looks for the top competitors, finds gaps in the market for content. Then we do scripts, right? This is our script agent, very in depth, right? This is the difference of, like I said, Claude or GBT doesn't have this level of complexity, right? This is how we write our scripts, very depth, right? So let me go something to a port. So let me go to a example, right? Let me go to a recent script. So there we go. This is a script that we did, right? The 5 high income skills that will never be replaced. So we generated a script here through our dashboard. We've got the raw script here, right, which we can modify, make any changes. We've got hook variations. We've got the open promise. We've got retention hooks. We've got outro. We've got monetizations angles, how we can monetize. We've got expansion series. So a lot of times we get content. If it's very interested, I could just come here, right, and have a follow-on content of something of a similar nature, especially when it comes to currency. Visibility is currency, and having content now is a major driving force in building authority. So literally, I can generate a whole new script within 3 or 4 minutes, right? Then we have a click-through right agent, what works with thumbnails, the course description. Then we have another agent, right? This agent works on promoting that specific piece of content. So let me go here. So if we've done a piece of content now, we come back to the platform. Let me just, I'm gonna go back. Let me just go back. We come back to the platform. Let me just show you example. It's working. Let me close this. Let me back. So I want to see how we promote. We've got a whole range of different age. This is just content, right? Um, let me go back. I'm looking for that specific agent. So open up this, and this is only one form of content, right? Promoting. I want to see a piece of content that I promoted. Yeah, we've got it in a, we've done it in a normal format. So I was trying to look for this new format which we generated. Let me go back and see if I can find this agent in this new format because we vibe coding as well. So um we made some changes. Yes, this is our new format. So basically, this is another agent. So after we got one piece of content, we take that one piece of content, it chops it up. The YouTube description, reels, content, 6 reels, captions, DMM, DMs, right? A DM sequence, right? For objections, right? If you're using mini chat, we've got on version, a Medium icon, a LinkedIn icon, X icon, Facebook, right? Article posting website, Stack, right? Olympus clip to kite up. We're developing our upgrade, our new one, right? So literally, right? This is only one specific agent for long form content, right? So, and we've got numerous different agents, right? So, a SEO agent, video agent, like I said, right? Social media agent. We've got agents for different platforms. So now sales agents, right? Some sales agents. We've got leads research, cold outreach, CM updates, proposal research. These are case studies where AI agents, like in departments, you've got your marketing, you've got your sales. So let me just come and show you some of our sales agents, right? Let me just go back here, right? Let me just jump. Right? I want to show you AI native, right? All this is built from the ground up. Actually, we've got a weekly scorecard, right? A weekly scorecard agent. This is another sales agent. We fill it in, it will come and generate what's actually happening, right? So let me just do this, right, to show you. Let me go to new scorecard. I'm just going to fill it example data, right? It's gone with data, right? And this is every week you have to keep score, right? You've got to track your ad spend, your booking, your completed calls, your closed clients, right? This is an agent what just does that. Right, it's generating why it's generating the outcome, right? I want to show you. So this is just an agent, it's a scoreboard agent, what tracks the score across your whole business, right? And this is in the area of sales, right? While it's generating, right? Let me see if I can find you another sales agent, right? Let me just go here. I'm going to show you different sales agents an AI native company is run by, right? So let me just go back. Right? This is sales department. Our sales department, if we've got incoming calls, outbound calls, these are agents, right? Cold agents. We've got a sales call dashboard, right? Another agent, right? Here we saw like 4 or 5 different agents, just to show you the example when I say AI native kit. And this can be this is why when we work with our clients, we're implementing this already into their business, right? We're building the AI structure, their playbook, right? This is just the campaign, what's happening, right? But this is a sales dashboard agent, what reports what's actually happening all on the back. Could Claude do this? Could ChatGPT do this? No, it couldn't, right? Is what I'm saying, because you're going to that to get, but this is what we saw AI native from the ground up, right? So let's just go back. Let me go back to see this example. So look, right? This is just sample data which I generated, right? So this is a scoreboard dashboard for the sales department, right? What's actually happening, right? Revenue generated, right? Your biggest bottlenecks is not traffic. You generated 120 leads this week at a reasonable cost of £4.20 per lead. You're not short on leads. The problem is that you're 10% of those leads, 12 out of 12, 120 booked appointment with you. That means 100 out of 120, 108 leads went nowhere. You also identified not enough follow up on the call. So this is check it, right? This is the sales department. Let's see a summary. It's giving us a summary, right? This is a summary. This is the calculated metrics: total leads, average leads, right? Net revenue, click through rate. This is a sales pipeline, right? This is the agent dashboard, all reporting in here, right? Sales point, sales objectives, right? Marketing objectives, right? Ad spend, impressions, what it pulls that. Bottlenecks. What bottlenecks, right? Remember, right? In this sales department, like I said, there's numerous different sales agents that have its own job, right? Action plan, right? What needs to be planned, right? Then you have a full report from lead generation, sales pipeline, marketing, operations, sales, right? And all this other data here, right? And then you have like, how do we get this information? We have connectors. We're connecting Go High Level, Stripe, Facebook, right? This is the modern method of an AI native company, right? Let's go back. I hope you're catching the drift now, right? So like I said, sales, lead outreach, cold outreach, CRM updates, proposals, right? So 24/7 pipeline. Then also customer support, right? Another area we have customer chatbot, right? Routine ticketing, frequently asked questions, right? And recruitment, right? Recruitment, candidate screening, onboarding, documentation. These are another area of agents, right? Operations, right? Project management, SOP executing, reporting, auditing, different departments. Now imagine, right, not running to ChatGPT as of when you need this stuff from these departments, but having an AI native company where it's all inclusive, right? Like what we developed on our platform, right? So we're looking at the outcome of this. What is the outcome of this? So the outcome is an AI employee life cycle, right? And just to say, right, so we create the AI, right? We assign the roles, we train them, we give them knowledge for the knowledge base, we set goals, we add guardrails, we add execution tasks, we have a QA review, we archive stuff, and then we improve and optimization. This is the AI employee life cycle, right? So let me demonstrate that. Right? Let me go to this. Let me demonstrate some of this, right? A lot of science goes into this, right? Being an AI native company, that's what I'm showing you. Not from, like I keep on saying, running into ChatGPT as of when or into Claude. So let me go back to the AI. I want to show you some of this. Let me just go back into some of this. So basically, here are AI employees, right? Over 60 plus. Sometimes, right, we develop customized AI agents. Customized, like I said, right? The description, we choose a model, the system, the guardrails, right? And we upload documentation for an agent, right? Very detailed. Some of these agents have 100-word documents. So I'm just going to go to example, right? Let me just see. So you can see. Let me see this weekly scorecard, right? Following the same principles. If I go to edit, right? You're going to see the scorecard, the description, very thorough, the model, right? The system prompts, the guardrails, right? And the knowledge bank, right? With the knowledge bank. We upload knowledge bank or for that specific agent only, right? Let me just go to another agent, right? Let me just go to another agent. I want to show you, right? There's levels on complexity about how this operates. We're not just, we're not just improvising on this, right? Let me go to another agent. I'm going to go to, these are all different agents that we have, right? And sometimes when we work with clients, we develop specialized agents for their specific industry. Right? And also, like you said, we inject it into the playbook. When we go like this, that agent is now injected into the playbook so it can understand and communicate and now master, right? This is how it looks in action. Let me, I was looking for agent. Let me go finding a qualified audience, right? Let me go to this, find a qualified audience. No, actually, I want to look at something that I modified. Actually, let me see something. If this code changed, I modified something region, made some changes. Right, so I'm showing you live in action. Yeah. So here's one agent, the 48-hour launch, right? Man, that means every time we have some YouTube content, we do a long form of content, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. This agent, right, takes that piece of content and promotes it across numerous different traffic sources, right? But how does it is, and then we point on to injecting the playbook, and also we turn on browser automation. Browser automation means the agent now can go work in the browser like Chrome, right? Go into the accounts, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and start posting, doing that designated work. But let's just quickly, right, see this, right? Again, right, detailed description, system prompts, right? Guardrails, integrity, what to do, what not to do, right? So every agent, and also if we say, like, let me just come to this lost revenue career, right? How to use this agent, right? If I click here and expand, like here on, right? All these agents, right, have got a reference of how to use it, right? It's very depth, right? This is all these agents, guardrails, notes, how to use this agent, right? A Google Maps agent, right? What to do, roles, responsibilities, how to use it, safety and compliance, right? So this is the level of detailing, right? And you can't put this all into, if you had a chat GPT or a Claude, right? This is a complete difference, right? This is why we say AI native, right? Every single one of these agents, right? Look, what to do, best of use, guardrails, right? Every one of these agents, right? Every single one, right? Very detailed, 60 plus, right? So this is what we're talking about. Let's talk about this agent, right? A creative flow content engine. What it does, right? Creative Flow Content Machine takes single business brief, produces, publish 7 batches of forms of content, right? Ready, right? Look at the steps of the creative, right? 5-step flow, the skills involved, right? Then the suggested prompts, the templates, right? The AI employee, the dashboard, the guardrails, right? Very in-depth stuff, right? So, and this, like I said, let me just turn this off, right? And also, when we're building custom agents for agents, it's the same process, right? We're taking an agent and training it. We're training the agent. We're giving it a brief, right? Let me go back to here. We're giving it a brief, like I said. We're giving it a life cycle. We create the AI, we assign it a role, then we train it. We give it knowledge. We add guardrails. We add execution tasks. Then we curate it, right? Then we archive. Then when it starts to do lessons, we archive it. Then we improve it. Like so. If I come back here now, let me just go back, right, to demonstrate this live example. If I go to runs, right, we can see the history of runs, right? What actually happened? These are all history runs, right? We can see it, right? And just to show you what I'm talking about, right? If my agent, sometimes some of my accountants used to do this task, right? Work out a scoreboard, right? How it does, right? This agent does it in 55 seconds, right? Just imagine, right? For us, like to build a webinar funnel, right, and stuff like that, 4 minutes, right? This is the it used to take my time, right? Sometimes 7 to 24 hours, right? I'm just going to look at some of these tasks, right? Even to launch and plan, right? So we've got a 10 piece of content now. With that piece of content, we're breaking it down into 40 different pieces of content for 5 different platforms, right? My team used to take 3 or 4 days to do that. They used to take 3 or 4 days, right? Look how long it takes. 3 minutes, 24 seconds. There's no comparison in productivity, right? This is where we're logging stuff, tasks, what happens. If I come into performance, right, and all these tasks look 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, right? Some of my team used to take like 48 hours, sometimes 7 days to perform specific types of content, right? Tasks, even sales tasks, right? It's doing it in a matter of minutes, right? This is the power of having an AI native company, right? And if I go to performance here, I can see the performance of what actually happening, what tasks are getting done, right? Of each for each agent, right? For each employee, it's giving me a detailed breakdown, right? And let me just come into let me see this. Right. I want to see how let me go back into admin. Audit. I want to see how we audit the agents as well, right? We audit the agents. There's a specific process. Well, actually, let me go to run. This is one type of audit. We have a this audit. We audit the agents so they're constantly reproving, improving. So if I put run audit, we got numerous different ways how we benchmark these agents with performance, right? This is one benchmarking method, right? That's why I said this is an AI native company. Doing this on Claude, ChatGPT, you don't have the capabilities to do what we're doing here, right? You don't have the capabilities. So let me just go to run. I'm going to go to run here. I'm going to go yes, right? This is how we QA agents, right? We audit. I can go here, right, and audit an agent, right? When I audit an agent, I'm auditing the performance of the agent and how well. So even though you might just go and do the guardrails, the prompts, all that stuff I told you, right? Still, you need AI to audit it. So this is an AI automation audit, right? So let me just go and choose an AI employee. Right? I'm just going to go and choose. I'm going to choose a Foyer 8 launch manager, right? Now I'm going to run this check. I'm going to run this audit. Now, actually, this AI QA audit, right, is ordering it and running live tests and 360-degree health checks, right, on this agent to make sure, right, it still can meet the deficiency if there's any problems, if there's any bottlenecks, right? It's happening right now, right? And it comes back and it gives us a report. So let me just, I want to go back to remind you, right, where we at, right? This is so important, right? And we're not doing it, we're doing this for all agents across the board. You might think, right, this might take long to set up. It did take long us up. But when we work with businesses, right, this is done at the speed of lightning, right? At least 7 to 14 days because we built all the processes. We built the agents out. Sometimes we might need to build specialized industry agents. Like we're working with a jet company. I believe we worked with a jet company, and the jet company they needed concierge agents, they needed broker agents. So we literally went and built them from scratch, but still took them through this same process, right? Still took them because they're specialized agents. But a lot of agents we have already, because a lot of business models, right, have similar agents doing similar tasks. But sometimes we come across a business or a niche, what man needs special agents, we just build them, right? But this is the fundamental flow, right? The employee life cycle. Let me just go back, right, and see why this is running, right? So I'm saying all that, right? Let me just go back to say, right, this is the birth of an AI native company. The more you see, the more you understand how it literally operates. Let me go back to the dashboard. Right, even this is an agent that we built, right? So just like I said, right, AI is not magic, right? It requires training, documentation, SOPs, governance, quality control, right? Data quality matters. If you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out, right? So this is where it comes to implementing and building a playbook, right? Which is so important, right? And let me quickly go to the playbook, right? The playbook is the game changer, right? Let me see, still running. Why is it still running the test? Let me go to the playbook, right? We've done all the hard work. This playbook, right, is the being and end all right? And it's the brain and the knowledge, and we can upload everything, right? Documents about the business, everything, right? So if we put garbage in, we're going to get garbage out. And the playbook is so essential, right? Because if I go back here, right, while that's doing, if I go back to this playbook, but then I go back to these agents, right? These agents now, right? It says inject playbook. It's on. I'm injecting this knowledge, this agent employee to understand how the business is running by switching this knob on, inject business playbook, right? All these obs on. So once we inject the business playbook, the employee now is almost be inducted into the business. You see, the employee is now being inducted into the business because we've done the whole playbook and we've done mission control and it's coordinating with the chief operating officer, right? I want to see how you so you understand how this all coming together, right? So this is so important, right? And AI needs management, right? Just because AI works perfectly, every AI needs objectives, supervision, evaluation, and improvement, right? This is what we're doing right now, right? So, this is an AI native company. So, this is how we're doing the audits, right? So, this is one form of audit. This is one form of audit, right? Auditing the agents, right? And let me go back to let me see, show you another form of audit, right? So all the time, right? We're not just letting AI just do its own thing, not at all, right? If I run this audit, look, it's going to ordinate all features within your company, right? AI employees, channel, audits, discovery, missions, leads, CRM, schedules, every facet, right? It's going to audit. So I'm just gonna let me just run this live audit now, right? Look at it, it's auditing, right? I'm telling you, you've never seen nothing like this before, right? So we're auditing the AI employees, we're ordering the processes, right? We're auditing them the different aspects like the SOPs. Run this is another form of a live audit just being run right now, right? And it comes back and gives us a score, right? Sometimes some area fails, right? So there's always a constant improvement, what's actually happening. And all this is reported to the chief operating officer, right? The chief COO, right? And we get alerts. So this is the 30th, this audit was done, right? A1 FUB. So we had some aspects what failed, right? So now we know we can go back and improve them. We can go back and improve them, right? 4 failed tests, 91 passed. So this is how we're optimizing it, right? So let me go back and see this previous run I did, right? So look, this was an AI audit of the AI employee, right? So far, right, these tests were run, just published 45 minutes ago, right? This is all, right, the passing, a full audit report, right? Agent review, the model, the purpose summary, the functionality, the results. Look, critical stuff what failed, output wrapped up, markdown files, fence code. So there's an issue. This agent, even though it's effective, we found 2 defective things with this agent, right? Violated club's infrastructure, valid JSON only return, right? So this is an example, right? Effective problem distribution, personal branding, right? Critical factors. So we found lead specific actions, right? Look, sometimes they're important, sometimes, right? Test force, call to action flow, right? So now we found some issues, the strengths. We're going to press auto fix, right? Now we can fix those issues and concerns that the agent had, right? Just like that, right? Just like that. So let me go back here. So this is what we say AI needs management, right? So this is efficiency. There's no way in hell on earth, right? You could do this with basic Claude code, right? ChatGPT, right? This is the AI native company, right? This is why we're saying we're building it from the ground up, right? So there are 4 phases, right? There are 4 phases. Let's check these 4 phases, these phases out now. No, let's go through these phases. So phase 1 is designed, right? Design your business functions, create your organization structure, assign roles and responsibilities, right? This is the same thing that we had to do, but now we've built our platform. We can do this at the speed of lightning, and this is what we help clients do. Stage 2, right? Build your knowledge base, write your SOPs, your document flows, creating your playbooks, defining your business rules, right? When we work with clients, we do all this for them at the speed of lightning, right? But if you want to do it on your own, this is the process, right? It's free. Deploy AI employees, create AI specialist agents, functions, create them, connect them to the knowledge base, like I just showed you how we connect the agents to knowledge base, give them clear goals and permissions. Exactly what we do, right? Stage 4, right? Your operational management, implement task boards, right? Progress tracking, AI monitoring, AI execution, log outputs and decisions, right? So this is literally like, that's why sometimes people might say, oh, right? This would take a long time if you're starting from scratch doing your business, but this is where a platform like ours will enable you and help you to do it at the out the speed of lightning. So let's just go to operational, right? AI monitoring execution output decisions, right? So, like I said, quality assurance, that's the last part I just showed you, right? Our QA, right? It analyzes, we've got different ways how we analyze stuff on the platform, right? Quality assurance. I showed you two forms of quality assurance so far. Right here, our quality assurance, right, is being fixed being applied. But here we had a quality assurance, right? We had another QA agent here. And also, if I go to a run, we've got numerous different processes how we assure and we work on quality assurance. Let me just go to run this other agent, right? Run this. So that's the second quality assurance method, right? We've got this playwright, which is another quality method, and we've got this auto evolution, always improving agents on the platform. And this is just like dynamic feature, right? So here, this automation runs an audit, right? This literally, right? And also posts the results to our command center. So we can audit the AI employees, we can audit, and this is where we do the other audits were different types of audits. There's all different types of how we audit and our quality assurance process happen, right? So we can do a QA only, we can quality and all assurance evolution. These are all different methods. So let me just choose I can choose the employee, right? But let me just do this sales intelligence, right? I've got all these different options how we can run and I'm just going to do this. We can do a employee only. We can do the platform as well, the company across board. But let me just run this automation, right? This is another way how we QA, right? All these different methods of how we QA in the agents, how we QA in the processes in the company, the SOPs, right? Let me leave that running, right? So you're seeing a live demonstration. So when we're talking about quality assurance, validating outputs against guardrails, this is what we're doing, right? And the agents, right, once we set this cycle up, right, it can go and do automated. We can do weekly routine checks, quarterly routine checks, right? Continuous improvement, right? Phase 6, right? This is what we're doing now, right? The process of some of these QA tests are for continuously improve this. Archiving work complete, analyzing performance, updating knowledge and SOPs, and redefining prompts and guidelines, right? This is literally what I'm showing you right now, right? So this agent, right, is revising and upgrading, right? And we can automatically schedule this to run in the background, like I said, weekly, quarterly, monthly, whatever we decide to do. And once we see like a performance drop. So this is running, right? This agent runner gave us support, right? And all this is updated, right? It's updated in our it's updated in the chat, but also it's updated. But then I was looking for one other feature. Let me go back into this new workspace. Yeah, so we're getting these updates consistently, and that's the power of having the alerts, right, of what's actually happened. It alerts us, right, when we're running these checks, and it gives us feedback, and then we monitor the agents from a dashboard swarm, just looking at them, right? The chief operating officer gives us a weekly update, a daily update every single morning. Asks what task needs to be done, right? If I ask what task needs to be done, and I can talk to it as well, right? So you're seeing the birth of an AI native company right now, right? These tasks are still running. Sometimes they might run for 5 or 10 minutes because they're doing a lot of update, maintenance, checking, right? High token usage, right? So this is like the implementation if you want to go and do this yourself, right? Number one, the option is you can work with us. We can help you deploy an AI native company, right? The faster you do it, the quicker you do it, you definitely are gonna see major results. You definitely will beat your competitors because this is where the market is heading, right? Number one, map out every department in your business organization chart. Number two, right, document repeated processes, SOPs, right? Number three, build a central playbook, knowledge base, which we showed you. Number four, create AI employees for each function. We've already got 60 plus, and that's what the benefit of working with a platform and working with us, right? And also, a lot of the times, if you have a special niche business, we go and develop niche agents or employees for yourself. Five, assign goals, permission, and guidelines, right? Agents operate on policies like I showed you. Set up tracking, task tracking, workflow automation, progress dashboard, like what I just demonstrated you, right? Introduce QA agent testing and validation, which I showed you, the quality assurance layer, which is so important, right? Archive, complete work for learning, right? Organization memory, which I showed you. Monitoring key performance, KIPs, right? Performance, right? For performance, have an executive dashboard or command center, what I told you, and have a reiteration and an optimization process. And then you have a AI native operating system, like what I just showed you, right? So this is what we do, right? Help you build an AI workforce, right? Not just automations, dedicated, right? AI employees deployed in your business, right? To give you incredible advantage. I couldn't believe it, right? Let me go to my run dashboard, right? The moment I create AI employees, and someone I had 60, 30 plus staff, right, in the Philippines, in America, and other places. And I saw what they would do in like 7 hours, 24 hours, even like a week or two. The agents could do it in 4 minutes, right? 43 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? I was blown away. My employee costs dropped. My employees 6 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, right? Maximum, right? AI agents are doing tasks in 10, mainly 10 or 15 minutes. The longest task that they will take to do, right, is when they're auditing, like what I'm showing you, these tasks. I'm sure I run this task. I might not run this automation. I'm sure I run it. Yeah, I think maybe I did. Let me just check it, right? Let me exit this. It's running. Oh, it's running. Right. These when it comes to QA tasks, they take long, right? So most of these has been fixed now. Like these tasks have taken like you can see, we had a lot of X's now. A lot of it has been fixed, right? And now we've got even the data recommended fixes, right? So we're always optimizing, right? Tasks like this, they take longer because we're optimizing SOPs, agents, workflows, right? So I hope, right? Now you know what it takes to build a AI native company. Now you know. I had some questions I wanted to finally answer, right? Let me just answer these questions. And while I'm doing that, so you can see the power of stuff, let me put this agent swamp board on. This is the future, right? Knowing every facet of your business and what's happening. I always get this question. What is an AI native company, if you don't know by now? AI business is this native company is designed with AI performing at its core operation, right? Its roles, while human beings are focused on energy, strategy, right? AI native is focused on the execution layer, right? What difference does it make from ChatGPT? Using ChatGPT for task-based assistance, or even Claude for the way is AI native creates consistent, perform AI employees, defined responsibilities, knowledge base, and workforce. Like we've just demonstrated on this stream, right? Can a small business adopt this business model? 100%. Yes, even solo founders can deploy this, right? Across marketing, sales, operations, finance. Like I said, I believe there was two brothers who implemented this business, right? And they cleared 400 million pounds in revenue in the first 12 to 18 months, and they're on track to do 1.5 billion in revenue. Does how do you prevent AI hallucination, right? So how hallucination works mainly, right? In this method, how we build the AI companies, we rarely see AI companies, but we are detecting it because we're always improving and we're optimizing it, right? And also we have the knowledge bank. We're minimizing risk by the greatest degree possible, right? So we minimize AI hallucination, right? Sometimes when we're working with ChatGPT Claude, we see this constant repetition after you know, all right, just when you know when you've reached the end of that model, right? And the new model is just because you get the experience, you're always working with AI, right? But on a platform like this, right, we eliminate the risk as much as possible because we're always testing, we're optimizing, and we're using our own data, right? Garbage in, garbage out. That's why I said we're using our own data. When you use data of big models, right, it's got so much there not tailored to your business. What roles will human plays? Like I said, they'll play in strategy, right? Improving systems, high impact decisions, handling routines, right? And infrastructure development. Why is the knowledge base so important, right? It provides the knowledge base is crucial. Like I said, garbage in, garbage out. The AI agent can only do if you had a brand new employee anyway, right? If you whatever you tell the employee, it's gonna increase their level of performance. AI is perfectly the same, right? What should be automated first? That's good. I would say start with the basic tasks that you do, right? And rule-based functions like content creation, lead generation, customer support, reporting, administration tasks. Those are the first tasks that we do. If you're working with a brutal platform or company like us, we help you do that. You'll be up on ground running at the rapid speed of lightning, right? What is the biggest mindset shift? I would say stop asking AI how it can assist you, and instead design systems where AI agents and employees can perform task functions, and you can create like complete departments of AI employees, like what I showed you. But if you want to work with us, right, there's going to be a link in the description. But hope you found this stream, right, exciting, and now you see what the future holds building or turning your business into an AI native company. And I'll see you on the next stream.